I want to pull up this article that you wrote for Slightly Offensive. It's very interesting because people talk a lot about like, okay, Trump's in office, but it seems like the conservatives are taking a kind of backseat to populism at the moment.
hmm
Is this winning? 5 issues conservatives conceded to win the culture war. Have we won the culture war?
I think, in a way, I think we lost. Because if you look at this article, it's like, we're hardly even debating about these issues anymore. We just lost them to the left.
Mm,
It's like we pretty much only talked about like the transgender issue.
true. Yeah, it feels like it was like an arm wrestle of abortion for a while, and like we've just
Yeah.
been like, all right, fine. If you really want to, I guess go ahead and get an abortion. If we won't stop you, like
Yeah.
we want you to see the light and do what's best for you and your soul, but I can't make you not get an abortion. Okay. So let's start with abortion. Oh my god. About 50 days before the election, Melania Trump made headlines for coming out supporting abortion's rights in her memoir. Yeah, it just seems like I don't know. Trump didn't really talk much about abortion. He he's way stronger on, men not being in women's sports.
hmm
That's the thing he'll come out right and say. But I guess his people probably were told him like, yeah, like let's not make abortion a thing this round.
Yeah, which is like so lame. And then Melania came out as pro-choice, which like obviously he signed off on that. That's his wife.
Hmm. Yeah, and then Barron's like, "But wait, you wouldn't have all 8 foot of me
hmm
if you got an abortion."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, is this her?
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
Oh, her book.
Yeah.
Okay.
All that just for a book deal. Just like
Eh.
disgusting.
Do you think Trump lost a lot of votes from the Christian conservatives?
I don't know. I actually do know people who said they weren't going to vote for him because of that issue.
Mhm.
But it's hard to know just like from my own anecdotal experiences if that's reflective of like the entire country, you know?
Mhm.
So I'm not sure.
Right. Here's Trump tweeted this last August, "My administration will be great for women and their reproductive rights."
Right? Like what is this like using like
Mm.
reproductive rights
It's not. It's
as a
not
euphemism for murdering a child? Like that's just like a leftist tactic. And then we have like this is supposed to be our right wing, like even like some people think he's like far right or something. This is our guy, and he's just using these leftist terminologies.
uh yeah, it's really sad. Maybe he just figured like it's not worth the fight. It's not worth getting into.
Yeah, but like obviously that has been his strategy is like just staying out of it. But it's like, okay, you've just been staying out of it, so why do you have to go and like counter signal the pro life movement now?
Right. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting how they've substituted like abortion for choice and
hmm
rights. It's like, yeah, what about the little beans' rights to live? Okay, number 2, homosexuality. I mean, this is even a bigger one. This is a
Yeah.
bigger one than abortion. Support for same-sex marriage has been on decline lately. The support for young Americans has dropped by 8% since 2018. Despite this, conservative movement has, as a whole, has all but dropped the issue, allowing the traditional definition of marriage to be perverted. True, because you see this, you still, see certain churches rolling out the rainbow flag.
Yeah.
And it just seems like that's a big one.
Yeah, and like the conservative movement used to be fighting against legalizing gay marriage because they knew that that does change the definition of like what a family is, and like that's going to lead to other problems as well. And like that's the whole reason why we have, all these violations of Christians' rights and all these. We have, gay people adopting kids and stuff, and now they don't have a mom or a dad. Like, it's just led to all
That's
these other
so
problems.
sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad. I think, yeah, using a surrogate is it's just pretty horrible all around. Like,
Yeah.
how could that mom not be attached? I can't imagine, like, having just
Yeah.
given birth myself, like, going through, like, 9, 10 months or whatever. Plus all the prep you have to do before you get pregnant. People are getting their vitamins right, getting in shape, whatever they're doing, and the attachment you form to that baby as it grows inside you, and then you just have to give birth, which is a traumatic but very spiritual process, and then you just have to be like, okay,
And
now I'm
it's
just gonna hand
traumatic
this
for the
off.
baby as well, because
Oh yeah.
the baby's just being ripped apart from their mom. And they're
Oh,
never gonna see them again. And then now they're being raised by 2 men that they're not, at least one of them they're not related to at all.
right. And like when our baby was born, like he didn't go to the NICU, but he like he was on the other side of the room for a while because they were like helping to get the water out of his lungs. And like my husband went over to him and like talked to him while he was, he's like freaking out. He was just born. He's trying to like get oxygen. And he like, he like stuck his little hand in and he like grabbed his little hand, grabbed his finger. And it's like, yeah, because he knows your voice. He's talking to him, uh, you know, while he was in the womb for like months and months and months. And with surrogates, they just, yeah, they get ripped from their moms, which they have a connection to. They know it's like it's the innate, like they kind of like crawl up to you when they're born, and it's just like it's miraculous. And to like rob a child of that is so cruel. And robbing the mother of that too. But she probably just gets convinced like, well, I just need the money. It's just horrible.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Like, the woman in the situation is being exploited too, because I feel like you'd have to be at, like, a low place in life to agree to do that.
Yeah. It's very sad. But yeah, I agree. I think I mean, if they're not gonna address abortion, they're definitely not gonna address homosexuality.
Yeah.
That's the bigger one. Oh, and here is a clip of Dave Rubin recounting his decision to purchase 2 children with his husband, and name one after Jordan Peterson, which he says made Peterson cry. What?
David, my
I
husband,
know.
who he's a little younger than me. He grew up in a time where he just thought he was going to get married. It wasn't a thing. I'm a child of the 80s. It was gay marriage and whatever else. And I struggled with all that. And we've done that on camera before, so I don't think we have to rehash that too much. But I grew up in a time not thinking I would get married. I never really thought of anything to the future, really. And I kind of just put everything towards my career. And now I've got David, who I'm FaceTiming with every night, whatever country in, telling me he wants kids. And I've got you on stage telling 10,000 people every night why they should have kids. And finally, I thought, man, if I don't do this, there's really something wrong with me. I'm with the person I'm supposed to be with. I'm touring with someone that I think has offered more to the world in terms of how do we do this right than anyone that I could possibly imagine. And I get the privilege of being part of that. If I can't do this, then this thing's really on me. So we've got two-year-olds now, and Justin's middle name is Jordan, which one of the great joys of my life was calling you up that day and asking you if we could do it. And we got the Jordan Peterson tears, which, we've gotten every now and again.
Wait a second. He had to ask Jordan Peterson if he could give his kid the middle name of Jordan?
Yeah, so he named him after Jordan Peterson. Isn't that weird? I think that's weird.
Yeah, you don't have a family member or like. I mean, Jordan's a pretty common name. I wonder if there's a family member named Jordan, and he's like, "We'll just say it's after Jordan Peterson because he
Maybe, but I
we
don't
get
know.
some clout with him."
Yeah, and that's just like sad because he's basically saying like, "Oh, I felt this social pressure to have kids." And it's like, well, it's not
Right,
really
not the longing that a
about you
woman
though.
has, like not like the longing that a woman has to become a mother, and not like
Yeah,
our
exactly.
lovemaking is literally creating a life.
Yeah,
not
it's
that.
like, okay, you felt a social pressure to have a family, which I mean, it's a good thing that social pressures like that exist, but it's like, Well, not like that. Like the social, like
He wants
you
to have
trying
his
to
cake
like
and eat it
fulfill
too.
whatever needs. That's not as important as what your kid needs.
Right.
And your child deserves a mother and a father because they need that balance in the home. You can't just have like two dads in the home. Like you need like the good cop, bad cop scenario. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who's gonna clean? Who's gonna cook?
Yeah. Who's gonna nurse those kids will never get to breastfeed
Oh,
off
that
their
is
mom.
so
It's sad.
sad. And that's something that can calm. I mean, God, that fixes so many ailments. Obviously,
Yeah.
hunger, teething, sadness, anything. Like nursing is kind of just like a cure-all sometimes. And it's part of how you bond to your child. Let's see. So we have number 3, feminism. And this also is a really big one. This is just, I think this is as big as homosexuality. It's just so ingrained in now multiple generations of women who have grown up, and feminism is weaved into kind of the fabric of who they are. Another group that has moved over to the right side of the aisle in reaction to gender ideology was the TERFs. We love TERFs. Trans exclusionary radical feminists. JK Rowling, author of the Harry Potter book series, has been applauded by conservatives for standing up for female-only spaces. However, her opposition to transgenderism is rooted in Marx's resistance to the patriarchy and not the belief that men and women are ontologically different and should therefore have different roles in society. Yeah, that's a really good point. It's like she understands part of it.
Like she's right, the transgenderism is wrong, but I don't agree with like how she got to that point.
Yeah. She got there in like a liberal way. Okay, every Republican congresswoman, often proponents of the girl boss lifestyle, with Nancy Mace as a key example. Mace regularly boasts about how she proved herself as a woman by invading male spaces and playing male roles, all while complaining about men and women's spaces. Oh, interesting. I didn't know this about her. So she has like a military background.
Yeah, so she's trying to be like, oh, girl boss. I was the only girl in this whole male military academy. It's just like, okay, so did they have to like build like a separate bathroom for you then or something? Like a separate girl locker room? You know what I mean? It's like
True.
so,
She's in
so
their
you kind of
space.
invaded a male space.
Is Nancy Mace like married with kids now? Is she?
I don't know. I want to say she's single and childless, but I don't want to say that for sure because I could be wrong.
Someone in the chat find out. Okay. And Matt Walsh correctly pointed out that radical gender ideology wouldn't have been made possible without the feminism that TERFs promote. Interesting. Radical gender ideology would have been possible. Yeah, it's like you're so supportive that you actually go backwards. Both movements deny the inherent differences between men and women, with the natural conclusion being that there is no difference. And you know what? You don't notice this as drastically as when you have a baby and you're like, okay, yeah, a baby really does need both to even out.
Yeah, then you're like, well, this is what I was made for. This is like only I would be capable of doing this.
It's the only job that you can have no experience and like absolutely nail without any job training. Another big one, pornography. Some may remember when back in 2023, PragerU founder Dennis Prager downplayed the sinful nature and negative societal effects of pornography, claiming men want variety. He really said this, and that if viewing pornography is a substitute for adultery, it's not awful. Oh boy.
Like I'm pretty sure like if you're married and you're watching that is just like a form of adultery.
It is.
Like, come on, you're looking at other women naked.
It is, but
that's not a substitute for adultery. That just is.
It's become so common.
You use the word evil of animated child pornography because I certainly would.
No, I would use evil only with behavior. That's where we might differ from forgetting the sex issue. You can't
really
be evil.
Only with behavior. What about if you're viewing CP?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a behavior. Like viewing something is also a behavior.
Interesting.
You didn't do evil if you thought evil. You did evil
if I'm
if you
masturbating
committed.
to animated pictures of pornography, I'm not doing something evil.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think that's despicable. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, of course.
He's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
That's the point he makes. Yeah. Oh gosh, interesting. The conservative dad's ultra right beer calendar. I
You
have
remember
that. I have that in the next room. Yeah, they sent me a bunch of calendars and a ton of beer that I still have. Any of them wives, mothers, because I interviewed the guy in charge of this. I've already forgotten his name. Sorry.
I don't remember either.
Anti-trans activist Rally Gaines post. Yep. Ashley St. Clair did 2 months in this calendar, if you guys will remember. Well, St. Clair says she's not a conservative. Oh, we know that now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, really good point. Yeah, what's your I bet I know your feeling on the conservative dad calendar, that it kind of inspires lusting after another.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, why are you marketing this as conservative? That's weird.
Right.
Why don't you just say slutty calendar?
Yeah, fun slutty calendar, non-liberal. Row House, thank you for the yellow boy. Does Sarah have another pundit she would like to debate religion or immigration with? What about Ben Shapiro? Sarah's view in general of the Daily Wire crew.
I mean, yeah, I debate them. I don't know if they're down to debate me, but I debate them. I like Michael Knowles and Matt Walsh. I like they have a lot of good takes on stuff. Ben Shapiro, Andrew Klavan, I definitely agree with them less on things now, I would say, than I used to. I used to like a few years ago, I used to be like a Ben Shapiro fan.
I was too. I used to listen to more of him, and I don't know. Well, I have less time in general now, but yeah, Matt's kind of funny. I appreciated his What Is a Woman movie. That was fun. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't really watch any of them regularly, really. I like Candace Owens. I'll watch her stuff.
Okay, let's see. Similar sentiments were expressed from the lib right when Congresswoman Anna Polioluna posted a tiny MAGA bathing suit. Oh gosh, that's right.
Do you remember that?
I remember when conservatives called this behavior unprofessional. Many female influencers, such as Isabella DeLuca, tried to express support for Luna.
I dropped a lot of names in this. I called them out all out.
Oh no, Isabella is very, very much just looking for a husband. I don't think she's trying to be conservative or anything. She's just she's out.
Well, I don't think that's like a good way to find a husband.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think you're gonna find like a good husband doing that kind of thing. I think she needs to try a different strategy.
And it's she's she's chumming for simps is what she's doing.
Yeah.
And hopefully maybe trying to get a man in the process. Yep. Express support. Here, look at me in a swimsuit.
Mm-hmm.
It should be no surprise that
no, they're like, I stand in solidarity with naked Congresswoman. Yeah. I'm also naked. I'm also a naked conservative woman.
Look how supportive and hot I am.
Supportive and hot.
Yep, it's MAGA as long as they're wearing a red hat. Good point. Transgenderism, another. Well, this one is not as big as abortion, feminism, and homosexuality. I think we took a chunk out of transgenderism with Trump.
Well, this one, it's like, okay, kind of my point with this is like we made this our main social issue, but I just felt like we didn't go hard enough on it because for some reason we're still propping up like trans conservatives when it's like, okay, that's not really a thing. You know what I mean? Like,
so you don't think there's a place for Blaire White anywhere?
I mean, like, she can vote Republican. I don't have a problem with that, but it's like I don't think she should be the face of the movement. Or he should be the face of the movement because
that's how good she can pass. I think she can.
No, but it's confusing. I shouldn't have to deal with this gender confusion. You know? Yeah, I don't think he should be like a face of the movement because it's like, well, you're kind of contributing to promoting the ideology just by like, I don't want to say like existence, but by your lifestyle choice and by us propping up someone who lives that lifestyle, we're kind of de facto promoting transgenderism.
So, right, if you are a Christian conservative household and you have a son who is maybe a little bit also confused, you're saying they would look up to Blaire White and be like, "Well, look, I can do it. I can be trans
It
and
kind of
also
gives
be
it kind of gives them
conservative."
leeway. And it's like, listen, if I had like a son who for some reason, I mean, I feel like I would just like never raise my kids this way so it wouldn't happen, but who knows, like if I had a child and then they wanted to like be transgender or something, you know, I'm not going to like disown my child, but it's like different if it's like a political movement, cuz like optics really matter in a political movement.
Mhm.
Like it matters like who is like the face of your movement, you know what I mean? And you don't want it to be people with like bad lifestyles because you're promoting that to conservatives and trying to say like, oh, you can be a this is like a conservative thing. It's like, well, we kind of just like lost what it means to be conservative. Same thing as like, oh, I'm a conservative porn star. You know, it's like the same thing.
Shout out to Brandy Love. No, yeah, we used to be friendly. She stopped talking to me after I had the Alex Stein and Melanie Mac on. Oh, it's all right. But yeah, I understand your point. But you know, I think with Blaire, it's like there is a place for Blaire, but I understand what you're saying. Not a role model for Christian conservatism, but I also don't think Blaire, that's what Blaire is trying to be. I think
well, it's like, yeah, and I don't know Blaire, don't have anything against him like personally or anything like that. It's just I don't want to see other conservatives trying to pretend like you can live a conservative lifestyle and also be transgender. I just disagree with that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Here's Bryson Gray. Satan versus Lucifer.
Yeah, it's like, come on, we have this many people identifying as like trans conservative.
Bryson is funny. Okay. And yeah, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, good article. I think the hardest one, let's see. Hardest one to unravel, I think, is going to be, well, I think abortion and feminism are kind of linked. That you can't address the abortion issue without addressing feminism, without kind of like unraveling feminism.
Yeah, I would say feminism kind of is at the root of
all of it, and
like all of them, yeah,
and transgenderism too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's also been around the longest too.
It's been around the longest. If you can kind of slowly dissolve the brainwashing that feminism has done, like women will be like, oh my God, it's not wrong to want a family. It's not wrong to want to have a kid. Like I shouldn't have to feel like I have to be a girl boss who can do it all. And
and realizing that men and women are different, and that's not just like that women are smaller and can have babies, but also that like our brains literally think differently.
Yeah.
Like our brains are just wired differently, and our emotions are different, and our hormones are different, and yeah, we're just like different beings. So we have different roles in society, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, their strengths. Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Come and get it. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.